I
And
do. I do feel that I see that, especially on YouTube, where I hang out a lot, because I've been on YouTube ever since 2012. And at that time, there weren't that many speaking about near death experiences or out of body experiences or lucid dreaming. And not so many were channeling. And there were a few spiritual teachers like yourself and all the famous ones like Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton. And now there are so many people having mystical experiences, having all these channeling abilities. People are like, I'm actually contradicting myself here because
yes, you are. Yes, you are. This is the change. You're
yeah,
identifying it. This is the change that
yeah,
is happening to us now. It's
yeah.
big, it's everywhere, and it is going to be in everyone within another generation and a half. This is the change. Thank you for defining that in terms of YouTube. YouTube defines nothing. YouTube reflects what people who watch it put onto it.
Yes. Now, you did point out, and we spoke a little bit about it, like doing the practice that you came from another mindset when you were young, and you met your wonderful beloved, Linda.
Linda,
And then things changed, but you also practiced. But I'm wondering about,
I wasn't young when I
okay,
met Linda.
okay.
I
But
was
was there
50 and she was 45.
Okay, okay. But was there a part where you felt that you awakened, that there was a grace coming, or was it all hard work? And what I'm curious about is that in order to step into this authentic power, you said that it will emerge, but at the same time, we have to practice. And that's
No,
where I get
no,
confused.
I'm sorry, but when I say no, I don't mean that's wrong. I mean, I wish to clarify what I am saying. First of all, spiritual teacher, and you named a few people that you consider spiritual teachers. We're not the same, and we're not born equal. And that just means that our perceptions, our understandings are different. That's why I suggest that you not say, take anything that I'm saying as so, because I say it. I'd say, listen to Greg, listen to Bruce, listen to Deepak, listen to Eckhart, listen to Neil Donald Walsh, listen to them, and apply the same suggestions. If you hear anything that you resonate with, experiment with it. Take it into your life. And if it produces what you want, do it again. And if it doesn't, let it go. All of these people I'm mentioning have valuable ways of looking at the world, just as every meditation can be valuable, whether it's staring at a candle or chanting Om or listening to a psalm or Vipassana or Tibetan. They're all powerful modalities. Use them if they help you to become loving, if they help you to become more compassionate. Starting with yourself. You can't start with someone else, by the way. You cannot be compassionate with someone else until you can become compassionate with yourself. That's why it's so difficult to become compassionate with others, because you're looking in the wrong place. You're looking at where you are not compassionate, but you can't change that in someone else by looking at someone else. The change that changes the world is in you. And if you don't make it, you don't change. And your world doesn't change. And that's not a punishment, and it's not a criticism. It is simply the effect of a cause. You are the cause. You are the cause. That gives you tremendous. In other words, what you are is a creative and compassionate, loving, and powerful spirit. And you are responsible for everything that you create. And you create everything in your life. There is nothing within you that you cannot change, and everything is within you.
All right. So my mind is still back to how do I change?
Well, let's go back there then. You change by creating authentic power. The
And
first tool in
what is authentic power? Like I get it from my mind that okay, I'm being authentic, I'm being like aligned with my true, but
authentic to
what is it really?
authentic to what? I mean, start by making sure that your mind understands what I'm saying or what Eckhart or Deepak is saying.
Hmm.
This is where everyone starts, with the mind. No one starts with this consciousness. Some do. But if you want to create authentic power, which means to become loving consciously, you can't simply say, I'm going to be loving. Oh, I'm going to be loving. Yes.
Right.
I'm going to have crystals all over and crucifixes all over. And here's dancing Shiva and here's Vishnu. All of these icons, they fill up my life. But you are not going to be loving until you do the work on yourself. These things can remind you of some of that work. The first step is emotional awareness. Whenever you think that you might be, whenever you feel emotional pain, let's start there. Put your attention inside yourself, not outside. The illusion in the Earth School, if you could put it this way, is that the world is the cause of your pain. And therefore, to eliminate your pain, you need to change the world. That's the illusion. You can never eliminate your pain by changing the world because what happens in the world does not cause it. The world activates dynamics inside you. And those inner dynamics in you create the painful physical sensations and judgmental thoughts that you experience. So the first step in creating authentic power is to develop emotional awareness. Linda and I wrote a book about this. It's called The Heart of the Soul, Emotional Awareness. So when you're feeling emotional pain, take your attention off the outside world. That is a perception that satisfies uh, five sensory humans because they feel that they can eliminate their pain by changing the world. A multisensory human knows that cannot change anything inside themselves, that what lies behind your eyes is far more powerful than what lies in front of them. So turn your attention inward and put them into these areas in your body, your throat area, your chest area, and your solar plexus area. And look for physical sensations in your body. And by physical sensations, I don't mean happy, sad, depressed, lonely. I mean aching, throbbing, stabbing, stinging, churning, burning, contracting, expanding. Physical sensations. First, look in your chest, because that's usually an easy place to experience your emotions when you're not used to this. And see what physical sensations you're experiencing. Then put your attention in your solar plexus. That's the area just below your sternum, just below your chest area. And do the same. And then put your attention in your throat area. You might find there's a constriction in your throat, about the size of a ping pong ball in the middle of your throat. In your chest area, there might be a stinging in the upper right or a contraction across your entire chest. When you can begin to articulate your emotions in this way, you are becoming emotionally literate. This is emotional awareness. Until then, you're emotionally illiterate. You do not know what's happening in your body. But what's happening in your body will show you powerful dynamics that are creating your experiences moment by moment. In this case, it's fear. When you can look inside these same areas and you find blissful, good feeling physical sensations, the kind you want to have more of, then you know you're in a loving part of your personality. And if you act on that, you will create beneficial and constructive consequences. In other words, to create love, you need to identify and experientially feel every part of your personality that prevents you from loving and move beyond its control. And as you do, you move into love. The loving parts of your personality are those that you experience as gratitude, appreciation, caring, contentment, patience, all of the universe. These are the parts of your personality that are already aligned with your soul. When you're experiencing these things, Janica, you are experiencing your soul. That's authentic power. Now the question is, how do you make that into an ongoing, stabilized experience in your life? That is the creation of authentic power. And this is how you do it. You develop emotional awareness and you see what physical sensations are occurring in these parts of your body. In the East, these are called chakras, and there's 7 of them. And when you recognize pain, then you make a responsible choice. You use your volition to move your attention into a part of your personality that's loving, into a time when you were loving and loved, and you knew it. You knew it. And then choose to act or speak from that part of your personality instead of the frightened part. That is creating authentic power. That is the moment of creating authentic power. And as you do that again and again, you begin to move beyond the control of the frightened part of your personality. As you choose to act from a loving part of your personality while you are experiencing the painful physical sensations of a frightened part, that is the moment
Mm.
that you begin to create mastery. In that moment, your life may not change in a way that you see it, but as you do that again and again, you begin to move beyond the control of that frightened part of your personality.
Hmm.
This is creating authentic power. You cannot stumble upon it. You cannot fall into it. You cannot step into it. You cannot be given it by anyone else. You must create it choice by choice, decision by decision of love instead of fear.
To watch the full video, click the link below, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel.